Welcome back to today, guys. It's time for another manhwa chapter volume review. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel, guys. Crazy enough, I'm not even recording chapter reviews right now, and messed it up with chapter instead of volume. This is the first volume of Unholy Blood. It is brought to you by Easy Press. Pretty good first volume. In fact, this was one of them that it was in the list for me to choose to review for you guys, and I wasn't sure about it. It said something about vampires, and it's not that I'm turned off about vampires, is that very similar to zombies, I really like vampire stories as well as zombie stories, but it's a hit or miss. Like there in each genre, and at the end of the day, that's really the reality to it. It is a hit or miss genre. This one was a pretty good hit. I'm gonna say it had the drama that if this was made into an anime right now, people would be talking about it. I mean, it's just, gosh, I don't want to ruin the volume, but it has really good drama. I will talk about the volume, but I'm gonna retract and remove some of the important information because I want you guys to experience it if you do buy it on your own. Now, I will provide the link in the description below as well in the comment section where you guys can buy this volume. But Easy Press, you can find them through yempress.com. I will put a link where there'll be a small discount. That way you guys can get at a cheaper price online. So yeah, why not, right? Before anything else, guys, if you haven't done so by now, subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. You guys can support my channel by checking out my other videos as well as my other reviews and reactions that I have on anime and manga and light novels and manhwas and webtoons and everything you can think about when it comes to weeb culture. So check all that out. Okay, Unholy Blood. So we follow the story of this girl, Hyeon Park, who is, we quickly find out in the first chapters that she is a pureblood vampire. Now, we don't learn how important that is right away, even though it's kind of told to us like, oh yeah, that makes her important. We don't really realize how important she is until we get through her first entire volume. People will kill to get to her. I mean, that's how intense it is. Now, she doesn't remember much of her like baby life, which obviously no one does, but doesn't really remember much other than she was found by a priest, a father. She was, I want to say, she looked like she was in her 6-7 years old. She was found in the streets. She was taken under his wing, and essentially he raised her. Now, he has his own background story. Oh, sorry guys, I did drop something here that we do kind of learn through the volume. How he found her, basically. He kind of raised her, letting her know that she, in the eyes of many people, was a monster, that she needed to be careful, she needed to hide, she needed to conceal. So this is one of the things that she wears when she transforms into her pure blood, which is this transformation. She wears this to kind of bring her back to who she is, right? Kind of when she releases the beast, she's trying to hone it to so that she doesn't lose control. There's several parts to this story, but essentially there's a gang of vampires eventually that are trying to hunt her down because they want her heart. Apparently, being a pure blood vampire means that she can extend the lives to the other vampires that are half breeds. Now, before we get to that kind of peak of the volume, which I'm not gonna touch that anymore because that in itself is really good. You guys should read it. That's probably the last third of the volume. But before then, there is a few vampires that are like basically newborn vampires that she well, she encounters one of them. The other one encounters the gang, which kind of introduces the gang into the story. But the first one that she encounters, he is a student that kind of never graduated to college. He still goes to college, and he kind of feels like everyone makes fun of him, and he feels like a loser. And he does, for whatever reason, is picked by these vampires to become a vampire. And his arc is basically introducing vampires, but also introducing the fact who she really is to us. And he is defeated by her. I guess I can put it like that. He is defeated by her at the end of his arc, and it just kind of like I want to say, other than having a detective on her case, which is like the middle part of the volume, it doesn't really do much to the story other than introducing her as a vampire, introducing the vampire world, how vampires, they crave stuff, they basically, when they're hungry for blood, they start hallucinating or start seeing stuff that's not really there. Like he basically was going crazy, essentially. And so it kind of gave us a little insight of the world of a newborn vampire, but also of a vampire like her. So going back to the middle, she is found by a detective. Now she thinks she was able to diverge him. That's not the word. Anyways, but she didn't. He definitely now suspects her. He doesn't have concrete proof, but he does suspect her highly. There are several things that he tests her on. Like, he takes her out for lunch, and she's not eating her food. And only vampires don't eat their food. And like it's one of those things. And she does chugs it down, but then has to go to the restroom. Very suspicious. It's one of those things that he kind of puts one and one together. He also doesn't arrest her, though. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, he's going to be more of a help to her more than anything. And I don't know, maybe love interest. I could be wrong, but it could be a love interest. He just seemed to like realize who she was, how possibility of her being a pure blood, and he just kind of blows it off and says, if you need help, call me and I will help you as much as I can. And that's it. Like, he doesn't arrest her, doesn't take her in. And his job is to hunt vampires. So it's very important to also know that, because it just shows that he is protecting her for a reason. And I'm just gonna say I'm hoping, like she does, he's just very kind-hearted and doesn't see her as a threat to humanity, a threat to vampires, but not humanity. So it is what it is. That's it, guys. That's all I have for you guys. If you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. This is a really good book, guys. It is full color, so the price a little higher. Again, there is a link in the description below at a cheaper price. That way you guys can save some money. But it is a higher price than most mangas just because it is full color. I do appreciate that, to be honest. With webtoons like this that are made into manhwas, you kind of want them to be like that, to be honest. So why not? So go check it out. You can also buy it in your local bookstore. I mean, it is what it is. You don't have to use my link, but I would appreciate it if you do. Thank you again, and for your little support, guys. Check out my other reviews, and like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.